A beautiful morning to you out there. How are you doing? I believe you are doing wonderfully fine. You are welcome to the Emirate Radio Ilorin. Remember, this is your favorite program, Moment with an Entrepreneur. Moment with an Entrepreneur is a wonderful program that is specially designed to have one-on-one conversation with young entrepreneurs who believe that despite challenges in the nation's economy, that they have their own roles to play and they can also help to increase the GDP in the country so as to ensure that we have a proper economic growth and development. Today is another episode which we promise is going to be more educative. It is going to be more inspiring, and we assure you that you are going to have enough value for your time, because I want you to believe that with this program you are going to be highly motivated, and it is going to reawaken your curiosity, to be more better informed economically, and to understand what is going on in the entrepreneurial fold. Today, I have with me in the studio a great entrepreneur, an entrepreneur par excellence, in person of Mr. Wasiu Bello. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Before the program goes on, of course, my guest today is a special guest, of course, and he is someone that has a great contribution in the entrepreneurial fold, because he's someone who believes that with creativity and innovation, so he can do a lot of things, and he has so much done lots of things and is still doing it, especially in the fold of pharmaceutical industry. When we are talking of pharmaceutical, of course, he's someone that believes that with traditional and the local way of complementing the pharmaceutical industry, so there are a lot of things that can be done. But before I invite him properly or introduced him properly, let me quickly have this a little background so that we are going to base our conversation on it. In a world where health and wellness are paramount, every community's quest for ethical pharmaceuticals has become a beacon of hope for millions of conscious consumers worldwide. The pharmaceutical industry gives hope in the darkest of time, for it is a shining example of human ingenuity, compassion, and dedication to improving the human condition. Mr. Bello, please, can we meet you, sir?
Well, Abu-Zainab Alasela, thank you for bringing me to the Emirate Radio. It's a pleasure. My name's Engineer Bello Wasiu, Chairman, CEO, Wamok Nigeria Limited. That's our company, located at Shop 21, Shop 21, Mandate Market Road, Adewale. That's where our retail outlet is. We have our manufacturing factory at Gerewu Road, Islamic Village, where we manufacture our local herb, which is naturopathic herbal remedy. Of recent, we just relocated from TIC, that's Federal Ministry of Science and Technology. So we've spent our time up the place, so we need to move on as regard at that level. We are post incubating. We are no more resident incubators.
Okay, sir, please kindly let me hold your thoughts there before you go into incubations.
CEO Wamok, not Naturopathic. Naturopathic is our product.
Okay, it's a product.
And the company is Wamok Nigeria Limited.
All right, thank you for that wonderful correction. So we are going to take note of that. That's CEO Wamok Nigeria Limited. So, but please, before you go further, can you please really tell us what these, inspiration or your content is all about? So, what actually are you into, and what really inspired or informed that decision for you to have, go into what you are doing today?
Wow, what a nice question. I study mechanical engineering as a profession. I'm married to a pharmacist.
Wow, that is wonderful.
Process of pharmacist Munera Bello. So, how do we come in contact with naturopathic? Fine. It was just act of curiosity which led us to discover the product. Fine. The product is the product works for diabetes. Not cure, but support. It supports in maintaining diabetes, high blood pressure, then pains. That's what we were given the NAFDAC number for. But today, even as I'm telling you, people are still ordering naturopathic herbal remedy, a product which we discover here in Ilorin, and it has been working fine.
All right. Thank you for that background. But I have this question, please. You are an engineer,
So,
but now you still find yourself in herbal medicine production. So can you really tell us what really, give birth to this idea? Because I can see the engineering, it's just two different things on its own. So how were you able to kind of, move away from the engineering side to herbal medicine?
fine. As I rightly said, I studied mechanical engineering with option in plant. That's plant engineering. So that's my option. So fine. While I met my wife as a pharmacist, I threw out some questions. We are both professionals. So can't we discover a problem that both of us will solve? That's how we come in discovering herbal medicine we are doing. I bring my own technical prowess. She brings her own pharmacy knowledge. Then we make the combination,
That's great.
and to God be the glory. The prayer was answered. Naturopatic is in Abuja. Naturopatic is in Lagos. Everywhere. Naturopatic is in Edo. Because it works.
It works. Well,
It works.
let me just take you from because it
Works.
works. Well, I envy you anyway. Maybe I'm also going to have another wife who is also a professional, so that we can also, create something meaningful. Well, anyway, that is just on a lighter mode. But my question is, a lot of our viewers out there will be wondering that when you are having or asking, your loved one that, okay, you are a professional, I'm also a professional, what do you think we can do? So while you were a kind of incubating this within yourselves, so do you believe this thing is realistic? Do you believe it's something that you can both achieve, or you just want to give it a trial?
No. Not that I want to give you a trial. I have the 100% belief that it's going to possible. Why? We are Africa. We are Nigeria. There are a lot of problems to be solved. There are a lot of problems to be solved. But the point is, are we prepared? When I say are we prepared, it encompasses a lot. Do we have the knowledge? Do we have the capacity? The capital? Of course, there are a lot of challenges. But to God be the glory, we were able to do it little by bit, little by bit, little by bit, gradual, gradual, gradual. Today, we are giving glory to God. I changed a location from Lagos to Ilorin here so that I can realize my dream. And I thank God today. We give glory to God Almighty.
That's interesting. Well, this is so inspiring and so loving. But I would like to also put this to you. As you are, do you know you are an inspiration to many people out there?
Well,
Do you know that?
okay.
Okay. All right. Well, this is a journey that I believe it wasn't started yesterday and it wasn't started overnight.
Yes, of course.
So, can you tell us how far you have gone and when this journey started? So, is it a year ago, or is it last week, or last year?
The journey started, if I don't mistake, the journey has been in me right from the childhood.
That's lovely.
Right from the childhood. But the actual time I started manufacturing of naturopatic, that's when I relocated from Lagos to Ilorin, which is 2015. So, 2015, we were able to approach Technology Incubation Center in Ilorin. Of course, there are some three or four things you need when you want to reach or you want to make money. You need to have company, registered company. You need to have the product or services. You need to have a team. Then capital, which is money. All these things So right from the onset where we are in Lagos, we've registered our company, which is Womok Nigeria Limited. We take time to discover a product, which is naturopatic herbal remedy. The formula of naturopatic herbal remedy, we hone it. To God be the glory. So, team, those are the people that are working with. Of course, as an entrepreneur, you will be the producer, you will be the salesman, you will be the security, you start it only
The financial manager.
everything. But gradually, as you go, you don't quit. You get people that will work with you. So we have some people that are working with us. Then the capital. You don't put capital in the first place. No, because there are many of us that even have the money, they don't know what to do with it. So you get the knowledge first. So gradually, we are building. In searching for the capital, that's where technology incubation center comes in.
Okay, please let me hold your thought there because we are going to come on capital. But before we move down to the issue of financing, businesses and all of that, you said something that this idea came when you were very young. But if we are to look down the line, that I mean from when you were young up to the time you were able to a kind of execute the plan. So I know it is not something less than 15 to 10 to 15 years. I don't know if I'm right. But there is this saying that says your mind will never cooperate with you if you fail to do what you think you know how to do best. Meaning that whatever idea you have and you believe that this idea, of course, I can do it, your mind will keep on ringing it in your ear or to you. So at so many points in time, so how have you been able to no, I need to start this, till the time you were able to get started?
Thank you very much. While I was in school, I'm in the higher institution, Para State Polytechnic, here in Ilorin. Then whenever we have an holiday, I travel to Lagos to go and hustle. So since then, that was my HND level. I knew that I won't stay long in looking for white collar job because
Wow, that's great.
I have nobody to go and meet that please help me. This is my certificate, of which I've learned that one from my father of the blessed memory. May God please with him. So that my dad exposed me to many things as regards to this entrepreneurship unconsciously. Unconsciously. So since then, when I graduated, I served in, I did my NYSC in Calabar. That was 2007.
Wow, that have been a long time.
So immediately I finished, and I promised myself, if I finished my service, 6 months I was not able to get my satisfied job, then I will not look for job anymore, because I believe I have an idea. There are a lot of problems outside. Just choose the one that you want to solve. I've done many things in the quest to bring my dream happen.
Well, that's a very great decision there, that you talk to yourself, which I believe that is one of the best way of communicating to oneself. That if at the end of my service year, I'm unable to secure a white collar job in the next 6 years, I mean 6 months, I beg your pardon, that you are going to, face it all and you are going to start something meaningful. But let me a little bit to take you behind or back. You said your father exposed you to what you are doing today unconsciously. So can you please expatiate what you actually mean about that
Fine.
for the sake of our listeners out there?
My father happens to be a roadside mechanic,
Hmm.
Nissan UD repairer, then in Kano State.
Wow.
So, right from childhood, whenever I didn't experience lesson after school, but I thank God today. God help me. I'm being who I want to be. My father will say, immediately after our school, go to garage. That's why I said he exposed me unconsciously.
Consciously.
He will say I should go to garage where they are doing the repairing. So from there, I begin to develop interest in mechanic.
Wow, that's great.
So today, I'm the chief plant officer of our factory.
So meaning that as you are producing, you are also, taking care of your machines.
Maintenance. Yeah.
Maintenance. Wow,
Yeah.
that's interesting. Well, I so much love this. And I want to believe that for many of the listeners out there, you must have been inspired or been able to, get one or two things. This is someone I told you that he is an entrepreneur right from childhood. And today is doing wonderfully fine. But let's just quickly go to this. At times it will get to a point in life whereby all of these things that we're talking about, you're like, wow, despite all this effort that I've been, taken into this. So I've really not been able to get to my desired point in life, meaning that no way in life one will be having one or two challenges. So has there ever been a time that you felt like, can I still go ahead with this, my dream? So has there ever been a time that you feel like, I don't think I can go forward from here? Has there ever?
Well, there are many. There are many. Before venturing into before moving into manufacturing here in Ilorin, while I was in Lagos, we were pioneer driver of Uber in 2009
In Ilorin?
in Lagos.
Okay, that's great.
So before the Uber, I used to drive a unbranded cab. Then before the Uber, so I have a strong accident from Victoria Island. Then it happened in Oshodi around midnight.
Wow.
But to God be the glory. Nothing happens to me.
Yeah.
So I asked myself, hi, will I continue this journey? But we thank God. That's that. I have another accident in Ikeja. Again, all those things, there are knowledge I gain. So all this driving school that we used to see outside, that go to driving school, we used to look at it as if it's a wasting of time. So this accident let me know that driving school is very important. Because I work overnight. I need to rest and sleep. I didn't sleep. That's the second accident. I didn't sleep due to the money I will pay to the owner of the car, I move out immediately by 5 o'clock to go and start to go and look for to go and look for to go and start work. Then immediately I get out of my house, I fell asleep
Wow. Unconsciously
unconsciously
while driving.
while driving.
That is too dangerous.
So from there, I managed to push myself to Ikeja from Idimu. It was along it was Ikeja along that I had that accident. So within myself, I accepted that it wasn't anybody's fault. It's my fault.
That is human error there.
Human error. So those are what that lesson taught me.
Well, that's a great lesson indeed. In fact, I really feel for you anyway, but it's part of the journey in life. Well, when we talk about challenges, of course, we must have recorded a lot of successes. So, but I want to believe that there must have been a point or a time whereby you feel like, wow, to God be the glory. This thing that I'm doing, I've started or I'm beginning to see result for it, and you feel like, no, yes, God, I give thanks to you. So, has there ever been a time you felt like this?
A time like that is always every day now.
Every day.
Every day now.
That's
Whenever I
interesting.
wake up, I say, "Oh, Alhamdulillah.
That's great.
I never knew this how it's going to be." Why do I say so? At Wamok Pharmacy in Mandate, there we are able to get our branch located at Yibumot Roundabout. That's the shop belonging West is building there.
Yeah.
To God be the glory, we acquired the only two that attached there. That's what of thanking God for.
To God be the glory.
Apart from Naturobetic, there are a lot of products in pipeline. Still glorify God. Apart from that, my pharmacist, my wife, happened to resign her appointment with Kwara State government 4 years ago. While we are starting the pharmacy, and she asked a question: "Do you think it's worth resigning for?" I said, "Yes. The effort you are putting in Kwara State government, come and put it to Wamok Nigeria Limited, and let's see how far. To God be the glory. We are not looking back."
Wow, that is very interesting. Well, I want to believe that there is this saying that's behind every man or behind every successful man, there must be a reasonable woman. Because I so much believe that for her to have reasoned along with you and for her to have made up that a very huge mind to resign her appointments and come along with you to have a common goal, a common aim. And today you are celebrating this kind of a bigger decision. So I say a very big congratulations to your family.
Thank you very much.
But when before I go further, I want you to just briefly talk about your products. So what is it actually, cure? Or I think you made mention of diabetes. So how were you able to come with this kind of formula? Then were you able to, get people's approval towards using it? So can you just briefly talk about that?
Fine. Naturopathic herbal remedy come into existence when my mom have when my mom have naturopathic, and when my mom have diabetic disease. My mom was diabetic, and we were managing her from Lagos. We were in Lagos then. We are running community pharmacy in Lagos. So we used to follow her up. So all of a sudden, the the, the blood sugar decided not to drop. Then we relocated to Ilorin to manage her proper. So then there are some network marketing company in the quest of searching for knowledge about this entrepreneur. There are some network marketing company which I work with. So then their own product, bitter melon, that's bitter gourd. Then what again? Ginger. Then what again? So then I get my laptop, do the research. What is the work of bitter melon? What is the work of ginger? What is the work of this? I got all the working principle. And now call my wife, pharmacist. This thing, how can we mix it together and use it for my mom and know how effective
It is.
it is? So we did it in our kitchen. We begin naturopathic from our kitchen in the, where we reside in Olonshogu. So we did it in the kitchen, take it to my mom. From there, the blood sugar that is stubborn not to drop, within a week, it started dropping.
That is wonderful.
I say, wow, this is a product. Okay. So from there, we begin the commercialization. It's not easy. It didn't come easy.
I know. Well, thank you for sharing that very beautiful story. In case you're just joining us, the program is a moment with an entrepreneur. And my guest today is Mr. Wasiu Bello. We are going to go on a short break. Soon we shall be back. Hello, you are welcome to your favorite program, Moment with an Entrepreneur, with Abu-Zainab Alasela. My guest is a seasoned entrepreneur who is into traditional medicine. Of course, he has been taking us through the journey of his entrepreneurial life, which I want to believe that it is highly inspiring and motivating. But Mr. Bello, I know one of the major challenges of entrepreneurship in Nigeria is the issue of funding. Funding. How have you been able to manage this?
Well, even Aliko Dangote, the number one richest man in Africa, still have funding challenges. So funding challenges is part of entrepreneur. So in the first place, majority of us tend to no capital, no capital. Fine, capital is part of it, but before capital, there are some things you need to put in place. You need to know. You said you are an entrepreneur. You are what are you doing to solve people's problem? How many problem in your area? How many people knows what you are doing? Because it is when they know what you are doing, then they will entrust their money to you. From there, you build your capital. Some of us are fortunate whereby you are working. That capital that salary you are getting is not to be spending off. It's not for taking care, it's not for bills only. It's part of your capital. You can build your capital base from the work you are doing, no matter how small the salary is. So that's how you can build your capital base.
Capital. Well, that is wonderful. But in Nigeria, I so much believe that a lot of people, maybe while raising funding, so some people were like, okay, maybe through family have family and
And friends,
friends.
yes.
So through cooperative and all of that. So, but I so much believe that there are a lot of government agencies that are being put in place to fund entrepreneurs or to fund entrepreneurship as a project. So, have you or were you able to access any of these funds from these agencies, or were you able to get someone who will link you up with these agencies so that you will show them what you are doing, and from there you are going to get funding in returns?
Yes, yes. We not yet happened to me. I haven't get anybody to link me up. I raise my capital through my customer. So when I sell to them, they buy. From there, I I reinvest the money back into the business. That's what I do for now, because this funding issue, when you go to the bank now, all the requisite of securing a loan from the bank, majority of us don't have it, and you can you can't wait till that happens.
All right, that is great. But let's quickly move down to, you made mention of something incubation center the other time. So can you really tell us what that incubation center is all about?
Incubation center is all about you.
Let's go.
It's good. Incubation center is all about you having an idea, then go there, you and government. Anyway, government is using that place to assist an entrepreneur. Center.
Okay, it's a center.
It's a center
Okay.
whereby they have virtually all the important departments in entrepreneurship aspect.
Okay, meaning that if I have an idea now, and maybe I don't have a place where I can get started, but I have some of the resources or materials that I can use. So if I come to this center, so what do you think they can do for me?
They will help you in getting your NAFDAC approval,
Okay,
SON approval,
that's
and
great.
other things. And once you have NAFDAC approval, SON approval, you are good to go.
But I want to believe that this agency is a very vital agency when it comes to the entrepreneurial field.
Of course,
So,
yes.
but can we say that a lot of entrepreneurs are aware of this, or many people are not aware?
It's vice versa. Some are aware, some are not even aware, because technology incubation center cut across this 36 states. In another state, they have up to two annex. In Kwara here, we have TIC in Offa. We have
Okay.
TIC in Ilorin. Ilorin happens to be the control office.
Okay.
Why Offa is the annex. In Oyo State, they have in Ogbomoso, they have in Ibadan. In
Okay.
Osun, they have in Ife, they have in where again? So
Okay. So, and if people want to link up with them just to help their activities, so how can they do that?
just go to Federal Ministry of Science and Technology. Request that you want to go to Technology Incubation Center. It's as simple as that. Meet the center manager, discuss with him, then you begin your journey from there.
Oh, that is lovely. But there's no way we are going to talk about your journey, what you do, and everything without, talking about your customers. So your customers that have tested your products. So how have you been able to get feedback from these people?
We are getting feedback through our website. We are getting feedback through our pharmacy there, whereby we meet them physically. So they use the product, they confirm about the product, they talk about the product. That keep us going in the business, to not to reduce the quality. So that's how we get feedback.
But at times, in distribution is one of the major challenges when it comes to entrepreneurship. Because at times I may reside maybe in Lagos, or my production center is in Lagos, and I want to send my product to maybe Edo State, Kano, and all of that. So, have you ever, been challenged in terms of distribution, especially your products?
Of course, yes.
So then, how are you able to surmount it?
Is by continue continue learning about the business we are doing. Because if you are not if you are not learning continuously, when challenges happen in that aspect, you tend to relent that I won't do again. So of course we do marketing often. So then there are some sales reps whereby working with other company which we partner with
That's great.
to help us distribute our products
Products.
since it works. So which they are doing.
Yeah, well, I want to believe that thousands of people are out there listening to us and watching us. And many people have the mind to get started, but out of a fear that, how am I going to start? Then, out of a kind of mind, I don't have millions of naira, I don't have thousands of naira. So, what advice do you have for our listeners and viewers out there on how they should start whatever thing they believe they can do?
Start immediately. Just start anyhow. Forget about perfection. That's what the CEO of Virgin Atlantics, I've forgotten his name.
Virgin Atlantic. Okay. Then what does it say?
He said, start anyhow. When you are in it, then you build the perfection.
That's
Don't
interesting.
put the perfection
First.
So you are outside there, you don't have money. Thank God Almighty that you don't have money. Because when you have money, what you don't need to buy is what you invest the money on. At the end of the day, still no capital, no money.
All right. As a Nigerian, if you were given an opportunity or privilege to change just one thing in this country, what would that one thing be?
It has to be NEPA. It has to be light.
Electricity. Wow.
It has to be light. It affects so many things. It has to be light.
So as an entrepreneur, so you give so much preference to electricity.
Honestly.
Because it affects your production and so many others.
It affects production. It affects on production. It affects many things. So, light.
Okay, well, we've almost come to the end of the program. So, what will you now be your parting words to our listeners out there?
Listeners out there is dream big, but start small and start now. Dream big.
Then start
small is very important.
And start now.
Look at Emirate Radio as you are going gradually. You didn't start from the top.
Thank you very much for that, sir.
It's not going to work. You can't start from the top.
Well, from the words of my guest today, as a prospective entrepreneur or as an entrepreneur, if you want to start now. You start small and you have the belief that with time you are going to get there. That is the word of my guest today. And this is where we shall be wrapping up today's edition of A Moment with an Entrepreneur. Be sure I'm your regular presenter Abu-Zainab Alasela, and this is of course till we meet next time. So it is my great pleasure coming on here today. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.